talking about protest and Gandhi. And what I did last night, I wanted for us to see pictures of Gandhi in his life and as he lived. And, you know, similar to Dr. Martin Luther King, Gandhi was killed. I don't know if we talked about that in our first period. He was killed by someone. And I'm sure part of that was due to the efforts that he tried to establish for the common people. Now you're going to switch the pictures, but I'm going to leave them here, put them back up here for a moment. And what we're going to do is we're going to talk about his nonviolent resistance to injustice. And then what we'll do is I'll give you time, after we have a little discussion, I'll give you all some time to write your statements about that. Now, I want us to be very open.
Really?
So, listen, what we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about protests. Give me some examples of some protests that you've seen or you've been involved in.
Marching protest.
Which one? Tell me what it was about.
Oh, the protest we had in downtown
Okay.
Miami.
Downtown Miami, what were they protesting?
About, I guess it was about people who getting paid like 20 cents an hour.
Oh, I remember that last year.
Yeah.
The people came from out of town. I can't remember the name of the laborers union or something, and they were protesting downtown. Very good example. FTAA. Yes, yes. It was last summer or something. Remember that?
Or
was it earlier this year? Yes, yes. And we saw it on television. We saw people getting physically abused.
Protests can lead to violence sometimes.
Protests can lead to violence. But what
police officers too.
And police officers. Give me some examples.
Like for example, I see a lot of police officers just assaulting people, the audience, and you know, and people in the streets. They can't really do that. You know, they can't just without a warrant. They can't touch nobody, but they'll just whacking people with sticks, whacking, slamming on the ground, tear gas.
So it was an injustice. It was physical abuse that wasn't necessary. And so, how was that a form of protest?
I'm trying to look for the word.
Just say whatever comes to mind.
How was that a form of protest, you ask? Because there's a bunch of people that are against something that is not right. That's how it's a form of protest.
And so when, with your example with the police officers, when they were physically assaulting these people unfairly, did someone protest that? Is that what you?
No, because they didn't do nothing about it. Half the police officers should have been fired. They still here.
So they should protest. Okay. Natalie?
But sometimes like when they protesting, like when police be there, the police tell them not to go in a certain like they should stay right here and don't come no further. But the people, they trying to be violent.
They feel so passionate.
Yeah. So they come in the area, so then you can't really blame the police to like trying to get them out of here.
Right, right. I see what you're saying. So what she's saying is actually a debate to what you're saying. You're saying the police officers were physically assaulting someone or people unfairly because they were protesting. And Natalie said that, you know, the people were going beyond their boundaries, beyond that yellow line.
All right, but look, all right. How Natalie would like if one of her kids was in there getting physically assaulted. What would you do?
No, listen, they're not supposed to. You could protest. You're free to do.
You didn't answer my question.
No, you're free to protest, but you're not supposed to go in a certain boundary or area. So if you go in that area, you're gonna be flagged.
Right.
All right.
So,
they should back them up like they did. Let's call it a
they
SWAT
back them up, but they keep coming
back them
back.
up. They maced them. They tear gassed them.
Sometimes they back them up and they still come in the area. So what you expect?
They didn't back them up. They supposed to call a SWAT team. They're supposed to get those shields. But you know, stand right there. So they can't pass through there.
So what do you have to say when the people pass through there?
What you said?
What you have to say about when the people pass through there?
If they're supposed to be police officers, their guard supposed to be nothing a strong defense. They're supposed to pass through there. If they're so-called police officers.
Okay. Well, we know that police officers have jobs to do, and sometimes people become very passionate. So it kind of gets out of hand a little bit. And we see that every time there's a protest, sometimes it gets out of hand, and the media always captures, you know, stuff that got out of hand. You know, they're protesting, they're holding up signs, and this person is mad, and they're waving their hands. But in terms of Gandhi and his protest, you know, he just got up and he said, you know, I'm going to fast. What if the FTAA people came down and they stayed in the hotels downtown and they got on camera and said, well, we're going to refuse to eat unless, you know, this happens. You know, there are all kinds of ways, nonviolent and violent ways, that we can protest. And what I want for us to do today is I want for us to talk about those examples, but none of you mentioned what happened, you know, here at Edison.
Oh,
You know, our
yeah.
protest. Oh, yeah.
Protest.
There was a protest. And was it a violent protest?
No, it was a peaceful.
It was peaceful? Give me
not
some
peaceful,
examples.
but-
Did anybody say I'm not going to eat anything unless
Oh, everybody said I ain't going to class unless
unless what?
whatever the
Unless the principal
situation.
get removed.
Yeah, something like that.
How did that make you feel? How'd you feel?
A little bit happy.
A little happy? Who was neutral? Who didn't care which way or the other? You were kind of neutral. Carl, how'd you feel?
I was there, but you know, I was hiding behind camera, can't see.
You didn't really get yourself involved.
No.
Hensley, what about you?
Me, I was in the class.
You were in the class, so
He's
you were
lying,
kind
Miss
of
Smith. He was there.
neutral.
I seen him. He's lying.
Okay, Ernest.
Why you lying for, Angela?
I was watching it in TV. I was like, that's my
You were
skill.
neutral?
I was neutral.
So everybody here was kind of neutral.
I didn't want to be involved in it.
Put yourselves put yourself back in the time in India, and you're one of the strikers, and you're one of the people who is not paid what they should be paid. Okay, and you may be one of the people who is not paid. Let's say you're one of the people who is not paid, Hensley, and Carl, you're a family member.
That's Ernest.
Ernest, you're a family member of Gandhi, and you see what's happening, and you're one of the non-supporters. You know, you just want them out, and you want it done. And Natalie, you're neutral. Okay, how would you feel, Hensley, if you were a
sad.
striker? If you were a striker,
I'm struggling.
and your leader said he's not going to eat, and even before he said that, this was going on and on and on, and you can't pay your bills, and your family is not eating the way that they used to eat because you're just being treated unfairly, and you know you're striking every day, and your leader sees that. Then Gandhi gets up and he says he's going to fast. How do you feel?
Man,
You feel a little bad? What do you think you might do? Let's just say it happened to you right now. What do you think you might do?
I'm gonna ask them to be a little bit faster.
To hurry up and make their decision?
Yeah.
Ernest, what would you do?
Gandhi.
Um, you're one of the
Family.
you're one of the family members. How do you feel?
I'll tell him whatever that makes him, you know. I feel sad at the same time because what he's doing is very, you know, risk. You know,
It's very risky.
very risky. I don't want to lose a family member. But if he
And-
choose to do it,
You let him do
That's
it.
fine.
let him be.
If
But
that were your family member, that's your dad. That's your dad. And this is his decision. What are you gonna say?
I'm saying, Daddy, what you doing is, you know, is brave, but it's getting out of line. You know, you should stay home. You know, don't put your life, you know, for something
On the line.
in line. You know, I know he's not doing it for us, but he's doing it for his people.
Right.
You know,
Right.
they
And
live
you're
in-
part of the people.
Yeah, I'm
here.
part of the people. You represent for the lower class people. You know.
Carl,
Interesting.
I want to hear you.
Yeah. So team, I would have like team leader. I would have find. You know, what I'm saying? I would find a way to stop
Okay.
Gandhi from doing things that he's not supposed to do. Like for example, if that was your father, you know, what I'm saying? I would have like, you know, like back in the days, take bricks, store them. You know, what I'm saying? They like wives' house or something, break the window. You know, I don't know how to burn down your house. You know, I would have did something cruel. Something crazy. You know, that's back in the days with India.
What? You're gonna throw bricks? Is that what you said, Carl?
Yeah, I would have thrown bricks at their windows.
So you would violently protest, and there's no wrong or right answer. If that's how you feel, that's what you would do. Honestly, you would do that.
That's if I was a non-supporter, I would have did that.
If you're a non-supporter,
Yeah.
that's what you would do.
There's no such thing as a peaceful protest.